Tonight on the bench, we have pencils. Now, I did a video about this probably 7 or 8 years ago now, and in that video, I looked at the Pica-Dry, which is the same one from that video. I probably looked at a carpenter's pencil. My go-to is the Blackwing 602, and I know that I also looked at the Dixon Reach. I probably looked at another one or two, but I don't have it here in front of me, and I'm not going over it again. I got told that I didn't know how to sharpen a pencil by one dude on it, and you know what? Maybe he's right. But after having this for several years, you can still see the little piece of plastic. See the little green bit right there? That prevents me from sharpening the pencil correctly. Could I take it out and fix it? Oh yeah, probably. But I'm not gonna. I shouldn't have to. So, in this video, we're going to go over some new ones. I've collected quite a few pencils over the past few years, and some of these are actually new. This was given to me by a friend. It's just kind of a gimmick one in the back. It has a screwdriver, Phillips and flathead on both sides. One on one side, one on the other side. It has a stylus pointer, a little level, which is pretty damn accurate actually. Measuring both inches and metric. And of course at this end, a pen. And I really like it because it's kind of handy to have something like this in your tool bag, especially since I do a lot of drawings. Of course, we still have our Pica-Dry, which is still a good pencil. It's just finicky to sharpen. I have to push the lead out really far, put it in there, and then I have to crank it over to one side to get a point to form it all. And usually it's not very sharp, and it is because of that piece of plastic I showed you at the beginning of the video. Has quality control improved? I actually don't know, because this pencil has lasted me 8 years. Of course, we have our go-to Blackwing 602. So it's a Palomino is the one I like. It is a very good writing and drawing and sketching pencil, especially since it has this nice chunky eraser that is replaceable and extendable. It's just a lovely pencil to use. Have our standard carpenter's pencil. We all know how to sharpen these. We all know how they work. There's nothing special about these, but they do the job, and sometimes it's all we need. And of course we have the Dixon Reach, which was the first one that I got because it was cheap. It's still a tolerable pencil. The mechanism a little fiddly. If you don't get it just right, it will easily push back in. And the sharpener is in the back. You pull that off and there's the sharpener. So there's that. But it has, you know, a nice little sheath that protects the end, just like your Pica-Dry. Then I have a couple of those. They came with this, which is a holder that has quite a few leads in it, and you just rotate it around. And I have been using this for a long time, as you can see, and it works just as good as when I got it. And I still, while that pencil was not my first choice, I do like this, and it's probably got the Ox brand leads in there. Then, of course, we have our, I'm going to say then, of course, a lot. Look, guys, I am just not a speaker. Sorry. Get over it. So then, of course, we have the Ox tools. This is one of my favorites. It's not round, so it doesn't roll around on the workbench. It's got a nice metal tip here. Very easy to see the leads. Comes in a bunch of different colors. The sharpener, so this sits in your belt or in your pouch, and if you can see right there is the sharpener. You just extend it out a little bit, push it inside, give her a few spins, and you get a decently sharp lead right off the bat. It's very quick, and I think I have 3 of these because they're very handy. This one sits on the trucks, in the truck cup holder. There's one in the drill press, and there's one by the saw at all times. Just great pencils. Again, I got several of those. I got this one because it was on sale at Lowe's for $3. It is the Sharp Draw HD. It's a 2HB. It's okay. As you can see, the pencil marking is not very dark. I'm not demonstrating all of these because you know what a pencil looks like. So you're just going to have to take my word whether or not they're. But you can see it's not very dark. Like, I actually have to push down pretty hard to get this to make a mark. But when you get it to make a mark, it is nice and sharp. It's very crisp line. I like and dislike this thing. It has the benefit of having a very fine edge that I can put right down next to a stencil or a straight edge and really get up close to stuff. I don't like that if I leave this out, even just a little bit, and I stick it in my pocket, it's probably going to break off. It's resistant to breaking this way. Quite a lot, actually. I'm pushing quite hard. But it is not at all this way. It's very easy to snap it off. But other than that, it's for $3. It's hard to complain. I like the shape of it. I could probably put a razor knife in there, actually, though it's a little bit narrow or wide for a razor blade. Let's see here. We have our good old-fashioned mechanical pencil. So we all use these from time to time. They go in our toolbox. They actually mark quicker and easier than our Sharp Draw, though. So I can get just as close with that. That's probably more effective. And we have quite a few of these. I got this at a board game con, by the way. We have our gel pen. And I'm zoomed in here just so you can see. We have our gel pen. We all use these things. Though I have taken to using a different one lately. One by Sharpie. I think it's called S-Draw. Hold on. I will pause and find out. The Sharpie S-Gel. I really like this thing. It's not all that good for marking on wood, though, as you can see, it does. But it has a very sharp, very crisp edge. Writes very well on paper, and it's just nice to write with. It's actually very comfortable to write with. So I don't get a plug for any of these brands, by the way, so you're just getting my opinion because I have them. But that Sharpie S-Draw is kind of my go-to at this point. I used to use these Pilots a lot. As you can see, this is just about out of ink because, well, I use them a lot. What you see here is a tungsten scribe, but I'm going to get to these separately, actually. All right, so those were my standard go-to ones in this nice little pile here. And we've covered them except for the Sharp Draw and our Ox Tools. Again, out of them all, I really like this Ox Tools one. You've got the Pika, and it is a very good pencil. So if you're a fanboy, man, I get it. The only thing I don't like about it is it's very easy and it rolls off stuff. It's a very nice pencil. I don't like that the sharpener's on the bottom. This might have changed. I haven't bought a new one in 8 years because it has lasted that long. It is that good. But it's very, very reliable pencil. Again, I'm not regretting ever buying this. But this is kind of my go-to. So basically, similar setup. Let's take a look at them side by side real quick. So we have a little bit more reach with our Pika Dry. The pencil's a little bit longer. The Pika is round, though. They're very similar barrel size, though the Ox is a little bit thicker. This may be a benefit in your tool bag that it be thicker. And I wish you would freaking focus. It does not want to focus. It wants to focus on the lines, which I get. Might be a benefit in your tool bag. Of course, your Ox Tools can be bought with a bunch of different colors, just like the Pika. You can see I have red in here. The red is that was very light, and it still made a decent mark. I don't know, can you see that? Let's see, there we go. Yeah, it is very light, and it still made a good mark. Again, if you're a Pika fanboy, man, I get it. This is a wonderful pencil, and has served me very well. But I use lots of pencils, so I get to try them out. Here's the Ox Tools one, the Tough Carbon. Hold on, one of these says it. There we go. The Tough Carbon. You can see I use these a lot because basically worn the letters off of this one. Comes in a nice sheath as well, just like the Pika-Dry. I still like this better. It's got a lower profile in your pocket. Not by much, but sometimes that makes a difference to people because it'll be up here. You see where it clips on? About so it'll be up here, yeah. They load the same. They both you can either pull the end off, which I don't want to do that because I haven't been doing that. I always load them from the front. But you can pull the end off like so and put in a new lead and pump it till it's done. But enough about those. Let me put them back together. Let's talk about this new one I got. And this new one is a Amazon cheapie. It's made by a company called Nick Pro. Zooming out. And for $27, it came with all this stuff in a nice little pouch. I really don't care about the pouch. I actually had to go take it from my daughter because I gave it to her. And I will be returning it to her because I don't have a need for that. So in this kit comes the carpenter's pencils, which as you can see, I've been using them. And they're pretty nice. They do not have a sheath, which is, to me, a negative thing because I like this. It protects this from being damaged. It's got the sharpener right there. I don't have to go looking for it. Yeah. But for $27, you get a lot more. So if you're on a budget and you're okay with these limitations, then this is the one for you. In the back here, you unscrew the cap. And there's the sharpener. The sharpener works pretty well, provided you can hit it while you're filming. There it is, sharp. It's pretty crisp too. I would say it sharpens a lot faster, and it does not want to focus. I'm telling you, man, just not winning today. There we go. So it sharpens pretty good. Just pretty standard, but you got to screw it on and on and off. So if you're working, this might not be your thing. But you get a spare that was in the bag. So if you lose one, you've got an extra one. It came in 3 different colors. We've got the red, the black, and the yellow. They do not have different colored leads in them, though. And I haven't actually looked. Yes, they do have them available. So the 2.8 millimeters is those, and they are available as different colors. So here's your standard lead, and on the back side you have red and yellow. So you could color code them if you wish. Included with this kit was the smaller 2 millimeter ones, and of course here is your leads and the colored ones on the back side. And those came with these little tab sharpeners, which, I mean, I guess this is fine. I'll probably drill a hole in it and, you know, put it by the CNC or something. I don't know. I like them contained, like on the Pika and the Dixon and the Ox Tools. ADHD, guys, I'm sorry. I did come with an eraser. That's nice. You know, if I was using them just for sketching. It came with the 2 millimeters. Here's the red. And this is a nice, crisp, clicky feeling mechanical pencil. It's a very nice pencil, actually. Also leaves a pretty good mark with little effort. I don't know if you can see that. The other way. Yeah, nice and crisp, really easily to put out, and you can leave a good fine line if you want. Yeah, so I've used these primarily for sketching because I have all the Ox ones. Here is a standard graphite. Again, it's just feels like a HB. Yep, it is HB. It says HB. And then here is the yellow. The yellow works pretty good on black walnut. I don't know if you could tell, but it is definitely making a mark there. If I have something dark colored, we can put a mark on it. And it does okay on metal, glass, and plastic. Pretty good on those. It's not great. If you are wanting to get one that you want to use, again, I'm gonna tell you to get the Ox or the Pica-Dry. These are very good pencils, and you want to use these. You like when they're not in your tool bag, you miss them. But if you're on a budget, again, for $27, you get all this stuff versus $14. So that is a big factor when we buy tools. Sometimes is the cost. I would not have wound up with so many, but again, when you have these and you like them, you miss them when they're gone. And if I went to a job site somewhere and I forgot one or lost it or whatever, I bought another one, and that's why I have so many. I usually tear apart the truck looking for them when I'm done, and that's why I still have them. I'm sorry this is a long rambling video. It's a lot to cover in one shot. But again, if you're on a budget and you just would like to try out some of these nice Carpenter pencils for yourself, I do recommend these Nik Pros. They're not bad at all. Feels like pretty good quality, and so far they've been beating around in the truck for about 3 weeks, and they still work fine. And I'm not gentle on tools. This tape measure is only, I don't know, about 6 months old. I think I bought it at an Ace. I'm just not, I'm not easy on stuff. I expect my tools to work and as hard as I do, and if they don't, well, I don't buy more of them. If you're looking for the one that you're probably going to keep forever, I very much recommend these Oxes. Again, that easy to reach pencil sharpener while it's on your belt that does a pretty good job. I mean, you could use your knife, sure. But if you're on a ladder and you're holding something up and your lead breaks and you got to make a mark, you only got one hand, it's really nice to just be able to do that. It's very nice. Again, with the Pica, you do not have that benefit. It's on the bottom there, and maybe they've changed the design. I hope so. But if you're... I'm impressed with this one too. They've been good pencils. But that's it. I know it's been a long video, guys. Thanks for holding on. Maybe next week I'll talk about this. I'm actually really happy with this thing. Surprisingly useful and robust little tool. And it's got a nice little pry bar on the back, and that's actually been very handy. So we'll talk about that maybe next week sometime. If not, I'll change my mind and I'll talk about something else, because guess what? There's no schedule to this, fellas. I'm just in it because I enjoy talking to people about tools, and you're those people. So thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't already, like, subscribe. If you have, hey man, thanks. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry my videos tend to be very rambly. That's just me. I'm like that in real life too. Have a good night.